Hi guys, welcome back to the Inktober 2024 challenge. I hope you guys are enjoying following along, and today we're on day 5. The prompt is binoculars. When I first heard this prompt, I wasn't too excited about it, and binoculars just has so many edges and a lot of shapes to it, but once I had the initial pencil sketch down, which you can see I'm struggling with, it wasn't actually too bad. I was quite pleased with the end result. I thought of ways you could make it a bit more creative. I decided to draw a strap. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. It looks nice on the sketchbook spread. I just feel like it ties it together. A few other things I thought of was potentially doing like a camouflage print on the binoculars, or even where the lens is, you could sketch out a scene. That would be interesting. But then I didn't have that much time, so I decided to just keep it simple and just do like a plain black binoculars with a strap. It'll be interesting to see what everybody else has come up with. Other than those few ideas, I didn't know how else you could play around with the prompt. I guess you could draw a person looking into a binoculars, or someone holding a binoculars, like a hand holding a binoculars. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what everybody else has come up with, or if we've all just drawn a pair of simple binoculars. I decided to focus a little bit more on the ink work for this piece. I do go over it in watercolors, and I say I'm going to be using watercolors as more of a secondary thing. I always say that and I end up using a lot of watercolors, so let's see how this one goes. But yeah, just to make it interesting, I thought I would do lots of different line work of some light, some thick, different angles. It is nice doing these prompts because, like I said, ordinarily I wouldn't have chosen to sketch something like this. I think I've only sketched a binoculars once before. That was in my travel sketchbook when we went to Kenya. We went to the Masai Mara on safari, so I sketched out my gear, and of course binoculars was part of that, to see the animals from far away. I must say that this sketch is a lot better than that one. That was a very basic sketch. So that's the thing about art challenges. You're kind of forced to do things you wouldn't ordinarily do, and you'd be surprised by the result. So it is a nice learning process. The reflective glass can be quite tricky to sketch out, so I'm just trying to mark out the shadows and the highlights. You can even stop here if you like, but I just like to just keep on adding more detail till I'm happy with it. And then I'm trying to keep the watercolor simple. I'm going to stick with brown and black, and then maybe a little bit of green on the glass. And then for the shadows, I always like using like a muted purple as well. So I'm trying not to overdo the glass. It will lose that reflective effect. And because it is a black binoculars, it's very easy to just paint the whole thing black, but I'm trying to focus on keeping the shadows and highlights in the binoculars as well, so I'm trying not to paint it all one colour. I'm leaving space for some light to hit. The next few prompts, I believe, are trek, passport and hike. So far I've been drawing like one object for each prompt. I guess exotic I drew a couple of fruit, but yeah, it will be quite interesting to finally sketch a scene. It will be a bit different. At track and hike, they're quite similar, so I'll probably put them in the same spread with the passport as well, just to make it look like a story. So you've travelled somewhere and you're going trekking and hiking. I'm trying to follow the curvature of the binoculars. It helps it make it look a bit more 3D. And then just a bit of green for the glass. And then onto the shadows. I always feel like it comes together right at the end when I do the shadows. A lot of the times it is just about trusting the process, because when you start, you feel like it doesn't look nice and it's easy to abandon it. But I found the more I do it, the more I realise it always tends to come together right at the last few minutes. So don't give up on it. And even if it doesn't come together at the end, it's fine. It's part of the learning experience. And then the typography, again, this fills out the spread really nicely. It makes it interesting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and tune in again tomorrow for the next Inktober prompt.